The great doors of the galactic dock opened, and every alien officer turned to look. Inside the dark bay floated an old warship covered in rust, broken plates, and burn marks. One engine was missing. Half the lights were dead. A long crack ran across the front like an open wound. The aliens laughed. "That is humanity's ship?" one officer asked. Admiral Varric smiled. He had chosen the vessel himself. It had waited for destruction for almost 80 years. No crew wanted it. No engineer believed it could fly again. Captain Ethan Cole stood beside his human crew and watched the ruined ship in silence. He did not complain. "Do you refuse our gift?" Varric asked. Ethan looked at the ship. "No," he said calmly. "We accept." The laughter grew louder. Chief Engineer Maya Torres stepped closer to the glass. Her eyes studied every broken part. She noticed the armor, the large engine space, and strange power lines hidden under the damaged body. "This ship is garbage," an alien guard told her. Maya smiled. "Humans are good with garbage." Hours later, the crew entered the vessel. Dust covered the halls. Doors would not open. The air system made a painful noise. In the engine room, Maya found dead wires and a reactor that should have had no power. Then she saw a weak blue light under the main core. The reactor was still alive. Before she could call Ethan, the warning system woke up. Unknown warships detected. Distance, 8,000 kilometers. 12 red marks appeared on the broken screen. Ethan entered the bridge and watched the enemy ships approach. Outside, Admiral Varric's fleet moved away. They were leaving the humans alone. Ethan sat in the captain's chair. "Start the reactor," he ordered. "Let us show them what garbage can do." The 12 enemy ships moved closer, their weapons glowing. Inside the Iron Ghost, alarm screamed. The old ship shook as if it wanted to fall apart before the battle began. Maya stood in the engine room with 6 engineers. "The manual says the reactor must stay below 30%, one warned. Maya pulled off the broken safety cover. Then the manual was written by someone afraid. She pushed the power to 40%. The lights came alive. At 50%, the screens began to glow. At 60%, the whole ship roared. On the bridge, Ethan watched the enemy fleet spread around them. "They think we cannot move," said Lieutenant Harris. Ethan smiled. "Let them believe it." The first alien missile flew toward the ship. "Now," Ethan ordered. The Iron Ghost dropped below the attack. The missile missed and struck a second enemy vessel. The aliens fired again, but Ethan guided the ship between 2 rocks. Maya forced power into the damaged engines, making the vessel turn faster than any ship its size should. The human crew released broken metal, fuel cells, and old drone parts behind them. The enemy ships followed. A spark touched the fuel. Space exploded in white fire. 7 enemy ships vanished. The last 5 tried to escape, but Ethan cut across their path. Hidden mining lasers opened from the Iron Ghost side and burned through 3 ships. 1 enemy captain surrendered. Another crashed into an asteroid, but the final ship escaped into deep space. Before it vanished, Maya caught its transmission. She played it across the bridge. A cold alien voice spoke 5 words. "The human death ship lives." For the first time, Ethan stopped smiling. Someone far more dangerous had been listening from the darkness. The message spread through the galaxy before the human crew could stop it. By morning, every military station had heard the same name, the human death ship. Most alien commanders laughed at the report. They believed 12 raiders had been destroyed by luck. Admiral Varric called the battle a false story and ordered Ethan to return to the council. But the order never reached the human ship. Varric had blocked it. While the galaxy argued, Maya and her team worked without rest. They covered weak walls with stronger metal. They turned mining tools into hidden guns. Old defense drones became flying bombs. Even the broken doors were melted down and used as armor. The ship no longer looked helpless. Ethan walked through the main hall and watched the crew paint a new name across the wall. Iron Ghost. "It fits," Maya said. "Everyone thinks this ship is dead. Then it appears and destroys them." An alien shuttle arrived without warning. Commander Syrah stepped aboard. She had seen the battle records, and she knew Varric was lying. "You are in danger," she told Ethan. Varric did not give you the ship as a gift. He wanted you to die inside it. Ethan remained calm. Why tell us? Because something worse is coming. Before Sira could explain, every light on the bridge turned red. Maya checked the long-range scanner. Her face lost all color. Hundreds of signals were entering human space. The first line showed 50 ships, then 100, then 200. A war fleet was moving toward a human colony. A message filled the main screen. An alien commander appeared. "Humans," he said, "give us Earth, or your species ends today." Ethan looked at the Iron Ghost's unfinished weapons. Then he gave one order. Set a course for the colony. The Iron Ghost reached the colony before the enemy fleet. Below them, millions of people were trying to escape. Civilian ships filled the sky, moving toward the safe side of the planet. Ethan looked at the scanner. 200 enemy warships were minutes away. "We cannot defeat all of them," Lieutenant Harris said. "We do not need to," Ethan replied. "We only need to keep them away from the colony." Maya opened the weapons panel. Half the systems were unfinished. Some guns had never been tested. The shield could fail after one strike. Ethan gave the order anyway. The Iron Ghost moved into open space. The enemy commander laughed when he saw it. "One broken ship," he said. "Humanity sends garbage to stop us." Ethan did not answer. The first enemy line fired.
At the last second, the Iron Ghost turned hard. Missiles passed beside it and struck the ships behind. Then the humans attacked. They flew through the enemy formation. Hidden guns opened from both sides. Mines dropped into the middle of the fleet. Explosions spread across space. Enemy ships crashed into each other as Ethan changed direction again and again. But the Iron Ghost paid a heavy price. A plasma blast tore through its left side. The shields failed. 3 rooms lost air. 1 engine began to burn. Maya fought to keep the reactor alive. Then Sira detected a secret signal behind the battle. Admiral Varric was watching from a hidden ship. Worse, he was sending the enemy the Iron Ghost's weak points. Sira showed Ethan the proof. Before he could respond, every enemy weapon turned toward them. Varric's voice entered the channel. "Destroy the human ship now," he ordered. Before they discover what is inside its reactor, the Iron Ghost shook under another wave of fire. Metal screamed through the halls. Sparks fell from the ceiling. On the bridge, Ethan watched red warning signs cover every screen. "Shields are gone," Harris said. "Main guns are failing." Maya did not answer. She was deep inside the reactor room, staring at the old alien core. The strange blue light had grown brighter. Symbols moved across its surface, forming a pattern she had never seen before. Then she understood. The reactor was not only built to power a ship. It was built to bend gravity. Maya called Ethan at once. "This core can crush ships without touching them." But the system was never meant for a vessel this small. "What happens if we use it?" Ethan asked. "The enemy fleet may be destroyed," she said. "And so may we." Ethan looked at the colony below. Thousands of civilian ships were still trying to escape. He knew there was no other choice. Prepare it. The engineers connected the reactor to the mining lasers and magnetic cannons. Every cable grew hot. The floor began to bend under the pressure. Outside, Commander Sira attacked Varric's hidden ship and sent proof of his betrayal to the Galactic Council. Varric answered with rage. His warship fired at Sira, then turned its weapons toward the Iron Ghost. At the same time, the enemy flagship moved forward. Its main cannon began to charge. Maya pushed the reactor past every safe limit. 70%. 85. 99. The Iron Ghost started tearing itself apart. "We have one shot," Maya warned. Ethan watched the enemy flagship fill the screen. "One shot," he said calmly, "is all humanity needs." Then the reactor opened. A silent force began moving through the darkness. The silent force spread from the Iron Ghost like an invisible storm. For 1 second, nothing happened. Then the enemy flagship stopped moving. Its metal body twisted inward. Armor plates folded like paper. Windows burst. The giant cannon broke apart before it could fire. The gravity wave continued through the fleet. One ship crashed into another. engines failed. Weapons turned useless. Across space, the enemy armada began to fall apart. On the bridge, Ethan held the captain's chair as the Iron Ghost shook violently. "Reactor is breaking," Maya shouted. "Hold it for 5 more seconds," Ethan ordered. "I can give you 3. 3 seconds were enough." The final wave struck the center of the enemy formation. Dozens of warships lost power at once. Their commander appeared on the screen, terrified. "We surrender." Ethan shut down the weapon. The Iron Ghost went dark. For a moment, the crew heard only the sound of damaged metal and their own breathing. Then emergency lights came on. Commander Syrah's ship moved beside them. Behind her, Galactic Council vessels surrounded Admiral Varric. His secret messages had been seen by everyone. Varric tried to escape, but Syrah fired across his path. "This battle is over," she told him. Hours later, rescue ships reached the human colony. Alien officers stared at the Iron Ghost. The vessel had no shields, one weak engine, and deep holes across its body. Still, 200 enemy ships had surrendered to it. The Council offered Ethan a new warship, the finest in the galaxy. He looked at Maya. She touched the damaged wall and smiled. Ethan refused the offer. "This ship is not garbage," he said. "It only needed humans." From that day forward, no alien laughed at human engineers. They had given humanity scrap. Humanity had returned the galaxy's deadliest warship.